What if I told you that this and this are the same? Crazy, right? Well, this block can regenerate infinitely. Every time it breaks, it becomes a new block and it keeps getting better and better. It can also start spawning in harder enemies and has 10 phases, which the last phase is the end. So in these 100 days, my goal is to beat the end. And if you do enjoy this video, please consider subscribing. It would be very appreciated, and you can subscribe anytime later. Now on to the video. It's day 1 and the game is telling me to break the block below me. I start doing it immediately, well, because there's really nothing else to do. I stop my mining for a second because the game is telling me that there are 10 phases, but then immediately move on because I have the attention span of a squirrel. And then I get my first friend. Dinner, actually. Yeah. A few seconds later, I get my second pig, which now means that I have a bigger dinner for later in the day. And it looks at me and I get quite scared, but hey, it's a pig. I can kill it whenever I want. So yeah. The rest of day 1 I just spend mining and getting more food because, well, there's no other way to get food here. And they will die eventually. It's now day 2, and as you can tell, I was able to get a bunch of food, and I'm just trying to organize them into this pen, and, well, it's not finished yet, but it's getting there. Maybe. Eventually. After some consideration, I realized that I do need to finally close off the pen, because if I don't, they'll leave, and I don't want that, so I make a fence and go put it down. After what felt like an eternity of mining dirt blocks, I finally was able to move on into the Stone Age, so I can actually craft better weapons. After realizing that the trees that I had planted about a day ago hadn't grown yet, I realized that maybe they need more space, so I start making a little area for a tree farm. I make it and plant some trees. That's kind of it. It's now nighttime of day 2, and I decided that making a mob farm probably would be a good idea, so that way I can get bones, make bone meal, and grow my crops, since they're taking forever. It's barely just day 3, and the game already wants me dead, so it spawns a creeper and tries to blow me up, but don't worry, I take it out swiftly, and without breaking a sweat. It's just one of my things that I do in my spare time, killing mobs, since I'm such a great player, but after the attempted murder has failed, I move on. It's now later in the day, and I've finally recovered from almost getting 9/11, and I check my tree farm. I see that it's working, but realize that it's a little bit too small, so the saplings that drop after cutting down the trees will fall into the void. But I need those because I'm on an island and I have nothing else. It's now been a bit since I've been at the Stone Age, and finally the game decides that I'm adequate enough to move on, and I move on to the icy tundra. It's almost day 4 now, and I realize that, oh wait, I haven't started building a house yet, so I decided to start building something pretty small. I start building half of a floor, and then quickly move on because I actually don't remember why I moved on, but I did. And then looked at a tree. Pretty nice. It's now finally day 4, and I wake up. Then it seems like this Enderman wants to challenge me to a fight, and so I accept and take it out swiftly. The Enderman drops an Ender Pearl, which is going to be very useful for me later, so that I can actually activate the portal to get to the end. I continue mining, because that's the only thing I can actually do in this game, and I get a dog. I have bones, and I try to tame it, but sadly, I didn't want them. I didn't want to be my friend, and I started looking for more, but it seems like I ran out somehow, somewhere. I don't know how, but I did. So now I'm very upset that I don't have a dog, and start considering whether I should push it off or keep it safe. After mining some more, I get a chest with some bones in it, and I realize that even though I have already failed to get the dog originally, that if I use these bones, maybe I can get him. So I take the bones and go to the dog, and he doesn't want them. I try to do a dramatic scene, but then I accidentally slip and start panicking. Considering that I can't do anything about it, I pause the game out of pure rage, and then sit there thinking if there's any way I can save myself. I eventually come to the conclusion that there's nothing I can do, so I accept death and go out with some snowballs. That's it for day 4, nothing else really happened after this. I just try to get some stuff back because I lost everything. So I hate day 4, hashtag cancel day 4, hashtag fuck off day 4. I'm mad. I hate this game. It's now the beginning of day 5 and the game is trying to assassinate me again. I'm starting to feel like I'm JFK, but you know what? They failed, so they can't get me. Later that day, I see that there's some creepers on my mob spawner, and so I go fight them. Sadly, I kill myself again. Seems like this game can't assassinate me, but the only way I die is by myself. I hate day 5 just as much as I hate day 4. Now that I have nothing once again, I spend the rest of day 5 just mining and killing some mobs that spawn, trying to get everything back that I can. I also end up making a new friend, or actually getting one, and he's quite big. Really big. He intimidates me a bit, but I'm the man around here. It's now day 6, but I fear everything and anything because everything and anything can kill me, so I start fighting mobs from a distance with snowballs because they say work smart, not hard. Right? Since I've now decided that I don't want to do anything productive for the rest of the day, I just spend it reorganizing my chest because I didn't know what else to do, really. I was quite sad after dying multiple times, and I felt like giving up, so I just reorganized the chest for like the whole day. Oh yeah, by the way, I almost forgot to mention that I made it to the ocean phase during this time as well. Because even though I spent most of the day reorganizing chests, I did mine a bit. It's now day 7 and I've been mining for quite a while now. I swear to God, looking down like this for so long is not gonna be good for my posture. I swear to God, if I get scoliosis, I will destroy something. Some squid finally spawn and, well, they don't breathe oxygen, so they start dying. And I need to get to mining again, so I start trying to kill them, but it just makes it so much sadder and quite scary to look at. Some more mobs that don't breathe oxygen spawn once again. I plan on killing it because, well, I don't need it, but accidentally end up saving it by pushing it into the water. But I end up killing that one and get some bone meal out of it, so it kind of was worth it. Another mob that doesn't belong on land spawns and just starts jumping around trying to, I don't know what it's doing, but it didn't feel good, so I chased it around for a bit. It destroyed my crops. I got angry and tried to kill it, but it just ended up committing suicide eventually, so quite a sad sight to see. I also end up getting my second diamond ever. I actually don't know where the scene or the footage from the first diamond that I got went, but yeah, I have 2 diamonds now, so we're making some progress. It's now day 8 and I decided to make some stone slabs so that I can start expanding my island a bit more, since it's been a while since I've actually made it bigger or increased it in any way, shape, or form, so I thought it'd be nice to just have somewhat of a perimeter around it. After I finished expanding my island, I decided to go mining, and I got my second monster party ever. I got quite frightened after seeing how many mobs are spawning, but it turns out that most of them just kind of fell off the map. So, yeah. Nothing much really happened for the rest of day 8, except for this one thing. This sponge spawned, and it sucked up all my water. And I had to go Google how to get my water back because it just soaked it all, and I had nothing anymore.
Who's the? I don't know. 5x5x5 area around them will get to anymore, meaning that nearby source blocks can. It's the best way.
It's now day 9, and for some reason I've decided to start building a staircase that for now leads to nowhere. I also, for some reason, end up killing this turtle. I really don't know why, but I bet it deserved it. It probably looked at me funny or something, but yeah, it deserved to die. No pity. This Elder Guardian decides to spawn and scare the shit out of me, and then it also gives me mining fatigue right before it decides to kill itself. Why does it do this? Why? While waiting for my blocks to upgrade, I end up going back to the staircase that leads to nowhere for now, and it might just become a, I don't know, a fucking plank or something to walk off of eventually when I'm done with this world. But then I actually make it to the jungle phase, so I guess that's some progress. Better than nothing, right? Oh yeah, remember that staircase that led to absolutely nowhere that I talked about like 5 seconds ago? Well, I've built a platform on it or something. I still don't know what this is supposed to do or what it's supposed to help with, but it's something, right? Woo, it's now day 10, double digits baby, and I've spent the first 5 minutes of my day shaving some trees because I have a cool idea with these leaves, but it probably won't look good. But I'm still gonna do it. After shaving these trees completely dry of all hair, or leaves actually, but after making them completely naked, I've decided to go cut them down, and then this tree randomly spawned in front of me, but hey, whatever. Remember that cool idea that I mentioned that I was going to use those leaves for? Well, yeah, I made my roof out of leaves. I don't know if it looks good. I can't really tell, but I'm happy with it. I'm probably gonna leave it like this for the rest of the world. But hey, I worked hard on it. I would show you the process of it, but it's quite repetitive. It's just me placing leaves down. Like, it's nothing that special. It's day 11, and all I've done is get parrots and put them on the roof of my house because I thought it would look cool. Yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, I also got my first thunderstorm, and I was too much of a little baby to stay up through it, so I went to sleep. Day 12 is here, and I thought it was going to be great, but instead it just made me very confused because I tried to get these ocelots, but instead of doing so, I made them have a child. Don't know how, but now I'm a grandparent to a cat that I'm not going to take care of, and it's probably dead. Don't know. It's now day 13, and I've realized that my island's getting a bit too crowded, so I start expanding my farms, so that way I can add more animals to it so that there's less crowding in the main area. Turns out that expanding the farm was going to be a lot longer, so it took me the whole of day 13 and now the beginning of day 14 to finally finish. As you can see, each animal has their own little area, except for the sad little panda, but I'm thinking of making an extra area. I just need more dirt. Oh yeah, we also we kind of haven't you know, we just don't look down. Like, we might have a bit of an issue with a dangling horse of sorts. He'll be fine, I think. But you know, nothing solves a dangling horse issue better than a good night rest and dealing with it tomorrow, right? It's now day 15, by the way. So to completely avoid thinking of the whole horse dangling problem, which I still don't know how to solve, I decided to use that area that I built earlier from the staircase to make it a potential storage room later on. It's taken all of day 15, but I've barely been able to even construct the walls since I've had to smelt some stone and everything, but it's coming along. Hopefully it'll look good. Probably not, but I'm crossing my fingers. To start off day 16, I decided to breed 2 sheep because I completely love seeing the mating process. It's completely wonderful. I love it. I'm an addict. Yeah. After mating 2 sheep and watching the whole process, I was finally able to actually make that little panda area that I talked about earlier. It's quite small. It has a very small tree, but at least it's something for the panda. I don't know. I felt bad for it. I had to do something. Day 17, and I realized that my farm is in a very inconvenient area, so I start picking up the water and then moving it later on to another area. After picking up all the dirt in the main area where the farm used to be, I was able to move it to next to my house, and I start constructing some sort of little border area so that you can tell where the farm begins and ends, I guess. I don't really know. Don't have enough dirt to actually cover the whole area, but hopefully I'll get more later. It's day 18, and I start capturing this villager that spawned in yesterday, so that way I can use a lectern to make it a... I forget what villager it is, a librarian, and so that it can give me mending books, because that would be really helpful. After finally capturing the villager and spamming lecterns on it for what felt like ages, I was able to actually get a mending book. The only issue, it's very fucking expensive. Day 19, quite a boring day except for the fucking fact that I died again. I'm done with this game. From now on, days will be explained with as few words as possible because I'm lazy as fuck. Chest organization. Diary entry number 1. Building/expanding. Deforestation. Farming. Almost dying. Pondering life. Diary entry number 2. Staring contest. Making windows. Mining. Fighting mobs. Breeding animals. More mining. Smelting. Getting absolutely destroyed, then running away like a little bitch. Dying. Dying again. Watching everything burn down in front of me. After losing everything. Dying once more. Yeah, so as you're probably able to tell, things aren't going my way. And they didn't stop there. As you can see, everything burned down again. Or at least caught on fire. And then, oh yeah, how could I forget? I died once again. And again. And then just to top it off, everything burned again. Or at least all the trees, which then spread to the main island. So, in the end, I was only able to survive about 36 days in 1 block SkyBlock. And, yeah, so if you did enjoy my suffrage for 36 days, please subscribe. I'm never going to do one of these challenges again. I hate it. I hate myself for even trying because I'm so bad. But, yeah, never again. I hate everything. Goodbye.